welcome goes from myself and the broadcasting crew to you, our viewers. We thank you for joining us on our September 12th English news broadcast and invite you to stay with us up until the end. I'm Heaven Johans, your news anchor for this session, and I begin with the major headlines. Encouragement to outstanding students in the southern region. Assessment meeting on students' summer work program. In our international report, suspected Ebola cases rise to 68 in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And Sweden pledged another $7.5 billion military support for Ukraine. Our domestic report begins with the southern region. At a ceremony organized in the Amhara, the southern region provided the Dandan Award to 285 outstanding students who scored a GPA between 3 and 4 in the 2024-2025 National School Leaving Examination. The awardees were from the subzones of the Amhara, Saganati, Adghayh, Mayaini, San'afa and Tsarona. Mr. Habtazgi Kidane, head of the education office in the southern region, said that the Dandan Award is part of the government's endeavor to recognize outstanding students for the effort they have exerted in their education and the results they have achieved. He also called on the awardees to work harder for even greater success in their college education and to serve the government and people who provided them with the educational opportunity. The parents of the awardees stated that the students' achievements were the result of their relentless efforts, supported by their parents, teachers, and school communities. Moving on to the central region, an assessment meeting on the students' summer work program for 2025 was conducted in the central region on September 17th. The meeting was organized in collaboration with the Ministries of Education and Agriculture. According to a report presented by Mr. Efrem Taghlu, head of the Students' Summer Work Program, 7,401 students from 22 schools were expected to participate in the program. However, 5.3% did not take part due to various reasons. Mr. Efrem went on to say that of the participants, 55% were from Azmara and 35% from the subzones of Barrikh, Gala Nefhi and Sarajaa. He noted that 95% of the program focused on water and soil conservation, while 5% was allocated to other activities. Reports from the heads of the Ministry of Agriculture in the subzones indicated that through the program over 450,000 meters of terraces were constructed, more than 42,000 meters renovated, 260,000 tree seedlings planted, and over 60,000 trees cultivated. Mr. Belay Habtagaber, head of the education office in the region, and Colonel Gabrahanis Wolde Georgis, Director General of Social Services in the region, commended the encouraging activities carried out through the program and called for more coordinated efforts to achieve better outcomes. This wraps up our domestic news for this session. Dear viewers, we now will take a short break and be back with the international news. Stay tuned. And now a look on what is happening in the Democratic Republic of Congo. As outbreak responders in the country continue to gauge the scope of a recently declared Ebola outbreak in Kasai province, 68 suspected cases have now been identified, 20 of them confirmed by lab tests. Chief of Staff and Head of the Executive Office Africa CDC said today during a health emergency briefing. Africa CDC said the identification of more affected health districts raised the risk of cross-border transmission, especially to Angola, requiring scaled-up surveillance, case management, and infection prevention and control measures. The center stated that the suspected cases include several people who died before the Ebola outbreak was identified. It added that many people attended their funerals, some traveling from other health zones, and may have been exposed to the virus. Viral loads are known to be extremely high after death, and unsafe burial practices, including washing and touching deceased people, are known to transmit the virus, which spreads through infected body fluids. So far, outbreak responders have identified 401 case contacts and 398 of them are under follow-up. The DRC has 2,000 vaccine doses and so far, 68 frontline healthcare workers have been vaccinated. Regarding treatments, Africa CDC has transported 100 doses of the monoclonal antibody MAB144, also known as Ibanga, to the Bulape Health Zone, the outbreak's epicenter. The Ebola outbreak is the DRC's 16th and the 7th to affect the Kasai province. The index patient is a 34-year-old pregnant woman who died in a hospital on August 25th. An attending lab technician and nurse died of similar symptoms. Genetic sequencing of 5 samples suggests a new zoonotic spillover. Our focus now shifts to the war in Ukraine. Sweden is budgeting another $7.47 billion for military support to Ukraine over the coming 2 years, Defense Minister Paul Johnson said on Thursday. Much of the spending would be allocated through purchases managed by Sweden's Defense Material Agency, for instance of additional Archer artillery systems, a type already being used by Ukrainian troops. Defense Minister Paul Johnson told a press conference that following a drone incursion in Poland on Wednesday, Sweden stood in solidarity with Poland too and is ready to contribute military assets to the country if needed, adding any such support would be coordinated within NATO. Sweden's statement is threatened to exacerbate the security crisis in Eastern Europe in general and the war in Ukraine in particular. The West's involvement and military assistance to Ukraine is believed to have contributed negatively to the initiative of resolving the war in peace. This concludes our news for this session. Dear viewers, let's have a quick recap of the major headlines. Encouragement to outstanding students in the southern region. Assessment meeting on students' summer work program. Suspected Ebola cases rise to 68 in the DRC. And Sweden pledged another $7.5 billion military support for Ukraine. This was The World on Friday with ERi-TV English News Broadcast. Dear viewers, we thank you for joining and have a good weekend.